Episode 3. Welcome to Unified Media Dropping Gems Podcast. Let's get it.
Yep. Unified Media, Dropping Gems Podcast, Episode 3. Topic of conversation, social media, based around marketing, branding, building a platform for content creators, influencers, artists, and so much more. We're going to discuss good and bad experiences, as well as what we enjoy and dislike about social media. Hosted by JL The Truth and ONTL Dewan.
Yeah.
And if you want to be a special guest, feel free to email us at droppinggemspodcasting@gmail.com with your name, business, industry, IG at, and brief bio. Support the show by subscribing to the channel and hitting the notification bell, and also liking the video. It helps us get discovered. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off the show by playing two pieces that I discovered on my Instagram today. One is by a gentleman named George White. He's a motivational speaker. And then the next gentleman is Clinton Sparks, and he is a successful music producer, songwriter, things like that in the industry. Let me start with George White. Let me see if I could get this piece up real quick.
Listen, wake them up. Wake them up. When they can't stop who you are becoming, they try to dig up who you used to be. Talk that talk, George. When they can't stop who you are becoming, they try to dig up who you used to be. They see that you got that power. You got that power, and they can't handle you even if you came with a structure. You're a whole problem out here. I hope you picking up what I'm putting down. Keep applying that pressure. Respectfully.
Keep applying that pressure respectfully. That when you're coming into a changing and becoming the new you, people try to dig out the old you and think that you're still the same person when you're not. This next piece is by Clinton Sparks, and this is going to revolve around this episode today. Hear this out.
Really, it's not about just talent. A lot of people think that all I got to do is be dope and it's going to work out. Someone's going to discover it. Well, a lot of being dope is how you treat people, how you communicate, how you network, how you market yourself, how you brand yourself, how you follow-up is, how you manage your team. It's not just about making great music. It's not because you can create a good video or make a good song or make a good beat. That's just part of what it takes to win big. And sometimes not even the most important part. You really have to understand what it is to be a winner, right? A lot of people feel like in order to win, they have to make somebody else lose. That's already a losing mentality. The way you win is by helping other people win. It's just a mindset and understanding to be a winner. Everybody wants to win big. Everybody knows what they're awesome at, right? They're quick to tell you, this is what I'm dope at. Here's what I'm great at. But not many people are really self-aware to say, well, here's the things or the deficiencies I have that are preventing me from being greater at the things that I am great at. To be great is to help other people be great.
To be great is to help other people be great.
Ooh.
And that is what unified media is supposed to be.
Definitely.
And that's why this platform is exactly what it is. From center stage to dropping gems, we are creating a platform to help other people become great. And that's what they don't quite understand just yet.
We got this platform here, so not only does it show you your worth or show others your worth, but it shows you what your real worth is. You get what I mean? Like this is to be able to be unified. Being unified and having unity only builds a broader, more bigger, more expansive wave of whatever it is. It's like it's bringing more energy because there's more energy putting into it. And that's the one thing I love about this being in unified media is the simple fact that we have a group of individuals here to support, uplift, show their greatest talents, keep the momentum and drive going of, hey, look, what you're doing is helping. What you're doing is something great. Don't give it up. Know that somebody out here is affected or affected by your greatness. So keep up your greatness. And while you keep your greatness up, you'll see how great it is to be around great people and great energy. And that's what I love about Unified Media. That's what we're doing here. Okay. This is not just the dropping gems, but just dropping life gems. Okay.
Mhm.
Life gems, life
Ab-
things in about your life and who you are, becoming aware, like we had in episode 2.
Yeah, that was an incredible episode. Now to start off this show, I after those two pieces, I wanted to ask you, where were you, if you can think about a year ago, when you didn't discover Unified Media? You know, you didn't even know who I was. Where were you in regards to utilizing the tool of social media? What was the good experiences about it, and what were your bad experiences? What did you enjoy about it, and what did you dislike about it before Unified Media?
Last year, man, I wasn't really heavy on social media. Like I was, because I've always had uh um I have a lot of people on my social media that I know personally, and out of like 2,000 people that I actually follow, well, it was like 1,900 people. I would say I know a good 500 to 700 of those people, 800 of those people, because of my, me going around. But I wasn't heavy the way I was. I wasn't doing much of anything. I was putting a video up here and there, or I was giving more of my regular life, and nothing pertaining to what I was trying to do as an artist. It wasn't really nothing I was trying to do as an artist. I mean, every now and then I would put up a little show behind the scenes work, and what I'm doing or whatever, but it wasn't necessarily consistent or exposing what I was actually doing with my brand. And um I didn't really like social media at that time too, even years prior to that, because it was, to me, it was just a lot too much entertainment. I would say too much entertainment and not enough of the right entertainment. And I'll every day I was scrolling up my live, I mean my feed, man. All I seen was booty shaking, like booty shaking in the club, to turn up. I just, every time I was scrolling, man, that's all I would see is booty shaking. And now, don't get me wrong, a man loves to see a woman shake it. All right, especially when that's something that we enjoy, when they got them cakes. Okay, we enjoy it, but at the same time, I wasn't growing anywhere. It wasn't motivating for me. It wasn't doing anything for me that was giving me the ability to like really put forth the effort in social media. I wasn't being social on social media. It was just me seeing random stuff, fights, booty shaking and twerking, uh other main artists, mainstream artists, and people out doing their thing, living their dreams, living their life. It was showing all of their glamorous things, and it did kind of have me in a depressive state where
Mm.
I'm like, I ain't there yet. You know what I mean? And I was kind of basing why I ain't there yet off of what I'm looking at on my social media. So
Mm.
it wasn't a good look for me. And I think it was around earlier this year. I want to say around not even this year. Actually, it was just about a year ago almost, that I kind of flipped it right before I went to New York last year in 2021. It was, I would say this was about June of 2021, where I just really started like cleaning up my social media, man, because I didn't
Right.
like it anymore. I wanted to be like those, or be more present, and show people who I am, what I'm worth, and what I actually can and bring and offer. And so I
Mm.
started just stop following a lot of those videos, a lot of those twerking people, a lot of those fights or negative energy. I started really honing in on getting healthy, looking at healthy stuff, looking
Right.
at motivational speakers, looking at things that was going to help me become a better me.
Mm.
And then, you know, in September, went to New York and got really inspired, because one, I was doing a fashion show, but just to be able, and like, we're gonna keep sharing this story, because this is my life now. Looking at your platform, looking at you pushing your platform at the middle of Times Square, putting it on a billboard, man, it was, and having your family support you, it was so supportive that I knew I wanted to be in that space. I wanted to be around individuals that had that much love or was doing something that incredible to the point where you're not even in that. You weren't even in New York, bro. Your
Yeah,
family was in New York. You get what I mean?
yeah.
They were supporting you in New York while you're away and where you at now. And that was what I was looking for. That's what I was kind of looking at, like, damn, that's love, that's support. And I wanted to be able to build up enough presence to the point where, yeah, I can see myself on a billboard. You know what I'm saying?
Of
Me and my
course, of
brother.
course.
And
Hell yeah.
so, and here, lo and behold, a few months later after that happened, and you came and brought Unified Media, man, and here we are today. You get what I mean? This is the one thing I can say about that is you woke up the beast inside of me, the beast, wanting to be more socially present, wanting to showcase more talent, because I was watching all of your TikToks and your Instagram videos, man.
I was going crazy during COVID. When we
Yes,
shut down, I took advantage. Now, don't get me wrong. I got caught up in the whole don't go to the gym, spending money on drinking, having a good time. But at the same time, I was proactive when it came to being present and creating content. Because
yeah,
at the end of the day, on social media, if you utilize it the right way, like you did, you had the awareness and you said, you know what? I need to consume what's going to evolve me, not dissolve me.
right.
You know what I'm saying? So now I'm going to clean my Instagram out, clean my Facebook, follow other accounts that are going to inspire and motivate me, and then start showcasing who I am and what I could bring to the table.
Man, and
And
that's what happens, bro. That's exactly what happened. And so because of that, because of me saying me watching your videos and stuff, it kind of was like, you know what? My brand is out of nowhere, the label,
right.
and it's out of no it's ONTL Entertainment. And it was like, how can I brand myself as entertainment
Mhm.
if I'm not entertaining anything? The only thing I'm entertaining is my ego. You get what I mean? That's the only thing I'm entertaining is things that I like, rather than being the entertainment portion of myself, which is being able to showcase what I know knowledge wise, what information I have to offer. Also, having different videos of me rapping, or different videos of me showcasing my acting skills, because I have a little acting in me. You get what I mean? Like, what can I do? And that inspired, you know what I'm saying? And it cleaned me up. And that's what I like about social media, was ever since I've done that and I've become a part of Unified Media, it has catapulted me to the point where I was at about, I'll probably say I was only a little bit underneath or just a little bit over 3,000 followers. Now I'm almost at 3,500 followers on social media, on my Instagram, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I have a YouTube channel now where it's getting started, and it have people looking for content from me.
What's the name
Looking
of the YouTube channel?
YouTube channel, be my name, ONTL Dewan. We
Okay.
got the ONTL Dewan, and I also have ONTL Entertainment, which
Okay.
is the YouTube channel for our brand. You're gonna see me and my brothers on there. Me, Juan. I have a brother, Isaiah. We're gonna be dropping our music on there. But if it wasn't for me understanding, like, to get like these people on this Instagram to showcase my talent, I need, you know, to change it up. And being a part of Unified, looking at other individuals, being in a circle of other individuals with the same ideas, the same catalyst, what's going on, being able to showcase their talent, it inspired to showcase mine more, and be more. And now, man, the amount of feedback from a lot of people be on my stories, man. I be getting 200, 100 to 200 people viewing my stories, man.
And that is the power of the group if people paid attention, you know what I mean, to it and utilize it the right way. When you grab when you we're going to talk about the algorithms real quick.
Yeah,
On Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok now, preferably those three, because those are the ones that are generally
yeah,
making moves for people that have been able to figure out their formula.
Mhm.
The algorithm now has forced content creators, artists, actors, whoever you are, influencers, it's forced us to now get into our bag and have to sponsor ourselves, where we
Yeah.
have to now come up with a budget to market ourselves so that way we can stand out from everything. You know what I mean? And that's going to be difficult for some people. But if you prioritize how you make your money and you're responsible with how you make your money and how you spend it, you can always find ways to utilize just a little portion of what you make to be able to market yourself through these platforms. I'll give you an example. I've been doing social media marketing now and learning the game within the 10 years that I've been doing music. But it's been 5 years strong of that I decided to really dig deep and educate myself to understand how these algorithms work, how to target an audience by demographic, by the sounds that they're into, by age group, by gender, whatever the case may be, by interests. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? So when you do that and you sponsor an ad on Facebook, let's just say, for instance, I can that same ad that I sponsor on Facebook can be connected to Instagram. So now for just the minimum of $5-10 on the Facebook ad, it automatically sponsors it on Instagram. So for anybody that doesn't know that, there's people that are sponsoring ads just on Instagram and don't even know about Facebook, let's just say. They just find the easy route. They're on Instagram, they're pushing it on Instagram. But
That's me, man. I didn't know. I just learned
check
something right now.
and that's what this is for. So if your ONTL Dewan, I'm just throwing out
Yeah,
examples.
yeah.
If your ONTL Dewan Facebook fan page is connected to your ONTL Dewan Instagram page, once you sponsor on Facebook and you go into the settings, you can put sponsor ad on Instagram automatically. So that same $10 is doing both platforms for you as opposed to the one that you was always doing.
Wow.
Okay, and that's just
Yeah.
that's a gem. On top of that, YouTube is the same way, but they have a minimum amount. I think it's either $25 or $50 minimum that you have to be able to have in your budget to go ahead and market through YouTube. Now, when you market through YouTube, what you're going to have to create is a Google Ads account, because your Google Ads account is connected to your YouTube. Now, once your Google Ad account is connected to your YouTube channel, now you can sponsor not only on YouTube, but now you can also sponsor on Google. So
Ooh.
if anybody is ever typing in anything music related or anything, ONTL Entertainment, a little sponsored ad of whatever link and whatever thumbnail you have that's leading maybe to your website or back to your YouTube channel, people who are interested in music may click on that. If you're pushing Effort the video and you decide to want to sponsor it through Google to then lead them back to YouTube, you can do that through your Google Ads account that's connected to your YouTube channel. And these are all things that I could break down with you to get into more detail once your YouTube channel is
Yeah, we definitely gonna get that. Matter of fact,
Yeah.
just since we on episode 3 and is we getting closer to that time, the Effort video will be dropping July 21st, and that's of 2022. It will be dropping in a few weeks, so definitely gonna be ready and prepared for it to utilize that gem right there, because I definitely want people to tune in. Now, this video is so special and epic because of the nature of the song, and even to go back to what we were speaking to earlier, I wasn't even pushing the song. Effort been out since June of 2021, the song itself. And so, the content now that I create for it is showing whatever effort needed to be put in. You get what I mean? Like if I'm in the gym, working out, studying, or whatever the case may be, that song gets played behind whatever video I show up in. Now it just motivates you to do even more. You get what I mean? And so that's the angle I'm coming at now with social media, is looking into how to utilize that song for not just being in the gym and pushing, doing that, but also, you know, studying, or just getting your mind right in whatever it is that you want to get it right with. You know what I'm saying? Hell, you can be, you can be the bed in the kitchen cooking and putting the song on, and it's gonna get you right in the groove to, you know what I'm saying, oh yeah, I'm about to spice it up now because it's all in my efforts, it's all in, I'm gonna keep applying this pressure, I'm making the best gumbo out of here, or I'm making the best spaghetti out here, you get what I mean? And that's definitely gonna be key and vital. So, you know, I want you guys to make sure y'all tune in, man. I'll have teasers up and everything for the video. I want you guys to definitely check it out, and it's a special dedication to a music engineer who passed away earlier this year in May. So definitely want y'all to tap in and tune into that. But man, brother, thank you for that information. Definitely gonna talk about that that Google, that search engine.
Yeah, that listen, when it comes to social media, the market is oversaturated with a lot of BS. I'm just gonna be straightforward, and that's not me being a hater.
Nope.
That's just me letting you know what it is. So when you're in the mix of that BS, people don't want to click on your material because they think it's part of that same cycle.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you're forced now to pay the bag a little bit to go ahead and stand out and kind of find, so people can discover you. Now, I learned something on TikTok, and I'm hoping that they change this on TikTok, but this is another gem. When you're on TikTok, and they give you 3 options. I believe they give you an option to sponsor where people can click on the link, can like your post or view your post more, and then the third one is for them to follow you. I'm gonna suggest out of the 3, always pick the one where they can just follow you. They discover your material. If they like what they see, they're going to follow your account. Because after you reach a certain amount of followers, let's say you end up spending the bag and it helps you get 10,000 followers. Now you got to take a little step back. You don't want to throw the bag anymore. You don't got it, or you want to utilize it for something else. So now you have 10,000 followers from sponsoring ads on your TikTok. Now, utilize gaining followers. Don't utilize the other 2. The other 2 are not significant for your TikTok.
Not at the moment. When you gain the followers, now anytime you post a piece of content after that, those 10,000 people now will see your content. They'll get the notification. Hey, ONTL The One just posted something new on TikTok. Hey, ONTL The One just went live on TikTok. Those new 10,000 followers will now be seeing and finding out the notification when you drop that new piece of content. Now, the problem that I have with that is it's constricted to just where you reside. It's not worldwide the way the algorithm used to work. When the algorithm was first newly introduced to us on TikTok, we were able to sponsor ads and everybody would see it. Now, for some reason, when you sponsor it, it's the people that are in your area that are going to discover you. That's cool, but you want the world to discover you first. Definitely.
And then let your city catch on after that, because, you know, we're in a space where the city's not behind you until everybody else is, you know, unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
You know what I mean? But that's just the game that we're in. And then, once you're able to do that, utilize hashtagging the right way. I know that they have some hashtags that are better than others when it comes to all 3 platforms. Right now, I'm starting to learn that the game is in the reels.
Yep.
Game is in the reels. Now, if you put up something on TikTok, I'm just going to let you guys know right now, and you grab that same piece of content from TikTok and you throw it in as a reel on Instagram, you're not going to get paid for it because you got the TikTok logo on there. It's not going to work. So the first thing I suggest you do is when you create content, create it from your phone, from your camera roll, and then upload it first to Instagram and Facebook, and then after that, upload it to TikTok lastly. That way, if you're monetizing on Facebook and Instagram, you get paid that way, and then TikTok, you know, it's its own little thing. You just don't want the watermark of TikTok on there, because then you won't be eligible to monetize.
And I've seen a lot of videos. When I say I've seen a lot of videos, I've seen a lot of videos have that TikTok watermark over on it, man.
None of them are getting the bag for that.
You can't get, and you want, that's the whole purpose, right? I mean, I believe that is the whole reason of why you want to put and create content, is to get paid off of the content. You know, what more better gratification other than people watching, but the simple fact that you are getting paid to be yourself or do something you love. You got to do it the right way. And you know, I'll say when I started creating some of the content, I'm a real big Instagram fan. I had an Instagram, bro, since 2011.
Okay.
It's over 10 years now. Over 10 years of being on Instagram. And so I've went through all of the changes that I've seen it, the different backgrounds, how it looked, the adding of certain things to the point where now people are starting to get monetized for it. So that's the whole key. And now that's the space that I'm in now. It's like, bro, I done been on Instagram. I've utilized it for the wrong reasons. It was just me watching and being entertained by everybody else. But now it is to that point where, hey, I'm entertaining. I can do some get show forth my talents and get paid for it. So why not? Why not get paid to be yourself and, you know, utilize your talents and what you like doing, and showcase your funny side? Because I feel like even not even if you're an artist, I feel like whatever you are or want to be, or who you're trying to be within yourself, you want to reach people in different ways, because not everybody can sit there and want to watch you cook. Not everybody want to sit there and listen to you tell them what they should and shouldn't eat. Right. Not everybody want to sit there and be engaged in, you know, the same sounds that everybody else utilizes. Some people like different things. You have different platforms, different categories, different things that people like. And like you said, now that the algorithm has changed to the point where it's only evolved around the people around you. You may be in an area where there's not a lot of people around you that's really into wanting to, you know, be healthy or wanting to work out and stuff like that. So now how do you you know, really reach those people? And so that's where your creativity got to come in. You might now people might want to start working out when they see you doing something funny, or they start seeing you a little bit seeing your progress from, oh, you made your first video on this month, 2 months later, and then you show a progress video and it worked, and now they can believe in you. You get what I mean? So they want to see your start to finish. They want to see if you can do it, I could do it. Right. And I think that's what you were speaking to when it comes down to wanting to be worldwide, is because a lot of people in the world have a lot of these questions or view things differently. And if we can grasp those who are really want to engage in those, then that makes it a lot better for you to not just be monetized, but also for people to get involved in what you are doing and who you are, and, you know, and then let you know the value in what you're creating and what you're doing.
Absolutely. Incredible insight. And what, going off what you're saying, I think what people are missing within that is when they're creating this content, it doesn't matter what space you're in. You pick one, right? Mm-hmm. You have to do your due diligence on the analytics. I'll give you an example. There's a female actress named Crystal Lavero. She's in the Unified Media Group. She's in Los Angeles now. She moved from, I think, somewhere from the East Coast there or Midwest there, and she's full throttle chasing her dream. You know, to make it into big time movies, etc. Mm-hmm. Now, she stumbled upon a piece of content that she created that went viral. She didn't expect it to go viral, right? Mm-hmm. She created a piece 47 seconds long, threw it on YouTube, called "The Dominatrix at the Wrong Address." It reached, I believe, the last time I seen it, it was over 600,000 views. Her subscribers list has jumped crazy to maybe over 6,000 subscribers at this point from whatever the number initially was. Her second, she followed up with a part 2 from it called The Cross-Eyed Dominatrix, which in 3 days got over 150,000 views.
Wow.
Now, when you read the analytics, she's onto something. And what I'm trying to say is, once you have a piece and you're onto something, and I know it was like a sitcom style, had humor, some comedy to it, people want to be entertained. Now, if you get a piece that goes even semi-viral, that's what you have to utilize to build your brand awareness. You know, you have to read your analytics, look at what's working and what's not. I'll give you another gem. I knew, or let's just say I don't know, when a piece of my content is going to go viral. You just never know what piece is going to go. It can be the podcast, it can be the music review, it could be my music, it can be a piece of acting content. I just don't know which one will ever go. We never know.
Nope.
But these 2-hour pieces on the podcast, the 2-hour music reviews, you know what it's helping me do right now? It's helping me try to reach the requirement to get the watch time hours on YouTube. And I'm gonna continue this topic right here into what I've discovered on YouTube. In order to monetize on YouTube, you need 4,000 watch time hours. You need 1,000 subscribers. You need your YouTube channel to make sure that there's, you know what I mean? You're not doing nothing against the
community guidelines. Yeah.
Community guidelines. And then I know that there's one more. Now, the 3, you get to complete the 3 quite quickly. No, well, I won't say quite quickly because it's not easy to reach 1,000 subscribers on YouTube.
No.
But I've had my channel for so long that, you know, I've amassed the little 1,000 subscribers probably within a certain time frame, and then I kind of dispersed from it and paid it no mind. But as I started learning more about social media marketing, I had no choice but to teach myself about YouTube because I knew it was the route I wanted to go. Now, with that being said, if I don't know when a piece goes viral, how do you get 4,000 watch time hours if a piece doesn't go viral? You need to create long form content. And 4,000 watch time hours, it has to be organic. There's nothing else around it. You can't sponsor a video, and if the video goes viral from the sponsored ad, it doesn't go towards your watch time hours. It has to all be organic. Somebody has to click into your video, watch it for as long as they need to watch it or want to watch it, and that gets added to your watch time hours. Now I'm about to give you more game. Before the music review and before Dropping Gems podcast, I only had a lousy 250 watch time hours.
Wow.
It's almost at 600.
Ooh, that's a significant gain right there.
That's more than double.
Yeah, definitely.
And yeah, I'm nowhere near close to the
damn near tripled, bro.
Right. I'm nowhere near the 4,000 yet, but I'm looking at the analytics, and this is just to give game. I'm looking at the analytics, see what's working. People are consuming the long form content. You know what I mean?
They're engaged. Yeah.
They're engaged. You know what I mean? So until a piece goes viral, this is what we have to do in order to monetize. You know what I mean? It's either one or the other, if not both. I'm speaking into existence.
Hey, speak it. You know we can manifest those things. You know that's happening.
You know what I mean? So I'm gonna read this some video discovery tips to understand performance on the YouTube. On YouTube, viewers are matched to the videos they're most likely to watch and enjoy. YouTube's search and discovery system caters to each viewer and their varying interests. The goal is to get people to watch more videos they enjoy so that they can come back to your YouTube channel. Now, this is going to work for most platforms. What kind of videos are favored by the YouTube system? Our system has no opinion about the type of video you make and doesn't favor any particular format. Videos are ranked based on performance and viewer personalization, including the watch and search history. How does YouTube personalize recommendations? YouTube takes many cues from the viewer and recommends videos by understanding what videos the viewer has enjoyed in the past, the way the system can surface videos the viewer is most likely to enjoy, what videos are often watched together. The system may then identify video viewers are likely to watch but haven't been exposed to yet. How much of the channel or the topic a user watches, the way the system can identify what content to recommend to viewers. How does the YouTube system look at video performance? Their system looks at how video performs when it's recommended to viewers. For example, when a video is recommended to a viewer, they get to choose to watch it, ignore it, click it, or not interested. When they look at whether or not the viewers stick around, the system does an average duration and average percentage viewed on signals to inform ranking. Lastly, we look at whether or not viewers enjoy the video using likes and dislikes. And that also results on a watch survey. What external factors influence how many people see your videos? There are three major factors.
This is key.
Where your audience comes from. Topic of interest. Topic of interest is how many people worldwide are interested in and watching videos about a given topic. Some topics have broad appeal than others, and the appeal can change over time. Competition. YouTube system ranks videos from all channels and viewers might watch. Even if you have a good metrics on your video, you may get fewer impressions if videos and other channels are performing even better. So now you're going against the ones that are already solidified. Keep that in mind. Seasonality, based on season. YouTube traffic can change during different times of the year. Think about your audience, such as which country they live in, what's going on in their lives, and expect fluctuations in viewership during major holidays. Now, I take a key moment here. Think about your audience. Think about the country they live in, what's going on in their lives. So, for example, if something right now is affecting the world in a traumatic way, and you grab that impression, you grab that feeling, and you create a piece of content for it to build even more awareness towards whatever traumatically is happening. You know what I mean? And then maybe show a way in the video on how to get past it. You know what I mean? Because people are consumed by the pain that they feel. That's one thing that everybody can relate to is pain. You know what I mean? And if you can grab that pain and show people how to get beyond, how to get above it, you know, maybe it can inspire somebody to get through that pain. You know what I mean? And then when you have also in retrospect, when you have also another piece that may be uniquely in the eyes of the audience right now, like something funny. Let's just say
let's go with that. Look, let's go with that. We'll take it back a few months to the Will and the Chris Rock thing when Will Chris out of Chris Rock.
Right. So when you have content like that and everybody's engaged on that, what can you do to find your unique space into it? And for me, I ended up doing the reenactments. You know what I mean? And
yeah, I remember
to reenact into it so that my content can get discovered. So those are all things that you want to pay attention to. Pay attention to what's going on in your life and other people's lives and try to build something on that. If it's something traumatic, create the pain, but show something on how to get past the pain. You know what I mean? Even if it's through a verbal message or a visual message, get past the pain, you know, because people need something to anchor on, to hold on, to get past the pains that they're dealing with. I mean, look at the George White guy, the motivational speaker. He reeled me in from that one piece. I followed him. I looked at a couple of his other pieces, and I knew it was somebody that I wanted to follow because these are things that I want to carve into my mind on a daily basis to keep me in that mental stability, that mental mind frame of I'm the best at what I do. I'm only getting better, and I'm going to envision myself at my greatest height, at my greatest, at the top of the mind. I'm going to envision myself there, but in the moment in time, I'm working towards that.
And also when you envision yourself there, you create that feeling of there. You get used to that feeling every day, and then long behold, you eventually get there. Like you said, you're working towards getting there, but because you know how it feels and how it looks, and you hold on to that. And I've heard that a few times, man, and I would say within the last few months, that has been key. That is what I've been trying to do is hold on to that feeling of I'm unique in this way, because one, I have a nickname and it's called the one and only, man. That's and I know a lot of people say that they're the one and only. Yeah, you are the one and only you. You get what I mean? But like I really, really held on to that because there is no one like me. I am the only one like me. And that is the thing that I'm holding on to. And what makes that unique and what makes it special, and I know you can say the same for yourself, is knowing what you're capable of doing or who you are. It doesn't matter what you do. You just know when you do it, it showcases who you are. A lot of people look and they try to figure me out, and I always laugh, because it's like, hey, you can't categorize me because I'm not in one category. You get what I mean? I am what I am and who I am. And so when you realize who you are the one and only. You're the only one of your kind. Who you are, you can see yourself in there. You can feel yourself in that. Then no matter what you touch, no matter what you do, and no matter where you go forth in life, it's going to always be unique to everybody, and they're going to always want to be tapped in because it's different. Yeah, you may be another motivational speaker, but what you're saying and how you say it based off of your experiences and what you've done and the words you use is what differentiates you from another motivational speaker. Yeah, you may be an artist from Jersey or from LA, but what differentiates you from there is how you talking, how you sliding on the beat, how your actual choice of beat selection that you make, or what makes you different from all these other macaroni and cheese makers is how you make your macaroni and cheese with love. And what I'm saying, I'm just giving different examples, but this is what helps when you know how to be yourself, or how to be the best you, and envision yourself being there, and the feeling you get from being there. I'm different from everybody else. I know me personally, one of the things that I'm very good at is making other people feel good. And that's because I have a spirit within myself. I know within myself that I have a voice, and a lot of people open up to me because they feel they don't have a voice, but they feel my energy of listening. I can listen to somebody else, and the moment I give them that listening ear, bro, it seems like their confidence just goes skyrocket. You know what I mean? And I don't go around just telling everybody, come tell me all your problems. I just be polite, be me, and walk around knowing that I got confidence within myself, because I know a lot about myself and where I can go, and people are attracted to that, and then they feel they can just open up to me in regards to that. So yeah, hold on to that vision of seeing yourself in that, like you said, at your highest moment, and really captivate that feeling so you can be there. Because I can tell you now, a year from now, like we spoke earlier, man, I always knew I wanted to be on the podcast. I always knew I wanted to talk and give my experience.
That was only a year ago.
That's a year ago. Well, actually, it was more than that, but it was just I took it more serious from last year, like really coming into it. I just knew, like, you know what, I definitely want to be this, and I need to figure out, other than myself doing a podcast by myself, I didn't want to just talk by myself, man. I wanted to be involved with somebody, or at least with a group of people, and we get into talking from different experiences, and here it is.
You manifested it. You manifested. See, that's the power of manifestation. Like,
I held on to it, man.
You know what I mean? You held on to it dearly. We didn't know, that the Unified Media Group was going to evolve into this.
Right.
We didn't know.
No.
We didn't know. I knew that I wanted to create a support system because I knew that's what people lack. You know what I mean? Inside their foundation, people are looking for support. You know what I mean? And it's hard to get that from friends, colleagues, family,
Family.
etc. You know what I mean? Because people tend to apply their weaknesses onto you because they're
Right.
not striving for anything, because they haven't chased their dream. They're living in the normal hamster wheel. Oh, how can I support him doing that? You know, oh, how can I give time to that? You know what how they want to spend their 2 hours on their Saturday, their 3 hours on their Saturday? They rather consume a movie that's not going to add no value to them, or scroll
Scrolling
through and looking at the
the
female
success
twerk,
of other people and
the
the
success
twerking of the booties.
and the twerking of the exactly. You see what I'm saying? Because you were a part of that. We all were at some point when it came to the freshness of social media. But once we had the self-awareness to realize, hold on, I don't think we're quite utilizing this the right way.
Right.
I'm starting to see people that are independently successful, that went from one platform to the next, and then from those platforms like Vine, and then to TikTok. Before it was TikTok, it was called Musical.ly. Those people that utilized it the right way in the early stages are now on platforms like Netflix. We talk about Cardi B, for instance. She's a huge example of that, where she utilized her personality of who she is on Instagram, and it evolved into the Love and Hip Hop, which then evolved into Cardi B, the artist. The steps, you understand? And if she can become a millionaire, and this is no shade towards Cardi, I love Cardi B.
Yeah, me too.
Anybody can become a millionaire, and anybody can become who they want to become through utilizing the tool the
Bro,
right way.
I have shout out to my homie Watts, homie Quan, and his brother What's Up Mickey, bro. These two individuals, now I've known these two individuals before they've gained the success they have now, right? I've known them since 2009, and my homie D Spank, bro. They're younger than me though. They're younger than me, right? I watched them in 2009, 2010, 2011 start when the jerking vibe was on, when it was all about the, you're a jerk. I know, what I'm saying, that whole little movement, right? I've seen these kids grow from that, right? They build up an audience. Well, the homie Watts, homie Quan, he really got me inspired because in 1 year, this man knew what he wanted to do. He was always entertaining and always funny, but he hustled his ass off. And when I say he hustled his ass off, he believed in God and himself so much that he hustled his ass off to the point where him and his brother made funny content, different characters. They was making music. They was selling food out of their mama's house because they mom's it was some trouble going on to the point where the house was, jeopardized and stuff like that. And he manifested himself being on Wild 'N Out. And here it is now. This man was on season 14, 15, I believe, and 16 of Wild 'N Out, bro. Like his dream came true of him being on Wild 'N Out to now he's amassed. He went from having like 8,000 followers from the time of 2009 to 2016 to now in 2022. This man got over 600K followers on Instagram. He's doing videos of impersonation and rapping like Nipsey Hussle and E40 to the point where he's met these people in real life.
See?
He's sharing stages with Chico Bean, DC Young Fly, all of these other people we watched grow from, like you said, from Vine. DC was on Vine for a very long time.
King Bach was on Vine.
King Bach, all of these, and I'm watching these people. This dude, I was just watching this movie called the Nine Perfect Strangers or whatever, and it's the same thing. One of the Instagram influencers, I forget his name, but he was one of the actors on there because he took his acting abilities from Instagram and literally got placed inside of different other movies and stuff like that. So it's you, when you hold on to that, man, when you really hold on to it, you can really put forth that effort, man.
And you hone on your skills. You hold on to that, and you hone on your skills, and you block everything around
all the distractions.
Block the distractions, block the mental the mental talk of you
Ooh,
can't
the
do
negative talk.
that
Yeah.
negative talk. Because trust me, even at our age, there's a part of us that feel like, oh, can we compete even at our age with our situation? Hell yeah.
Hell
You know what I'm
fucking
saying?
yeah.
You if you go ahead, like right now, I have, and you guys are gonna see it in the coming week or so. I always write down TikTok ideas on my phone. And I
Mm,
say, when I have, I'm gonna make the time. Not when I have the time. I'm gonna make the
make the
time
time, right?
to make sure I do these pieces of content, because it's apparent that it's a space that we want to be in, and we want to evolve and have the same type of success that we've seen our predecessors do, that we've seen our colleagues do. And it's a testimonial. It's a visual testimonial in the flesh that I knew this man. I knew this young man before he was known. Now look at him, and I can do the same.
Exactly, bro. These little young dudes inspired me. Even my homie D Spank, man. I've been knowing the homie D Spank since we grew up together in LA. And you know, we were introduced by another one of my homies. And it was crazy because before he got into jerking, before he got into his acting, I always knew he wanted to do all of those things, but he was looking at doing some outlandish stuff that wasn't even part of his real character. And it was because of us and our big brotherly love to like tell him like, nah, man, don't, you know what I'm saying, don't go down that road. Like, come hang with us and see how we doing, and, you know, be around us. We kind of kept him out of that space of going in the negative route, to when now, like, I can hit him up. I can tap in with him anytime I want to, but I don't really go after that. I know where his success that he has now. I don't try to tap in with him just off of his success, man. I just check up on him. You get what I mean? I do my due diligence, because I've watched him grow from the man he used to be to the man he is now. And and you know, there's photos, I have all type of stuff to show, you know, this is who it is. But I appreciate what he did and how he moved, and it inspired me, because yes, he was younger than me, but he stuck to what it is that I was trying to do. He stuck to it, and he gained his success off of it. And so now it's put me in a space like, man, when it's my time, oh, bro, gonna be right there, and we gonna have this story. We gonna talk about all of the good times we didn't have before.
And what's incredible about it is when your time comes, because now you're in that space of sticking to it, and I'm here to watch it all on all
Me too, bro. Me too. I'm watching you too, bro.
They're going to appreciate it more that you were the type of individual that didn't call for the handout.
Right.
You put in the blood, sweat, and tears yourself. I'm the same way. And it's a part of just respecting that person, you know, and letting them know, hey, I'm not reaching out for the handout. I'm gonna let you know I'm gonna put in this blood, sweat, and tears also.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because there's plenty of people right now that can take what I already have and amplify it, and I don't reach out to none of them. Man. You know what I mean? I don't ask for the helping hand. I don't ask for the ear out. Oh, can you listen to it? I don't do none of that. I don't even tag people anymore. And this is another gem. Spamming people does not work. Spamming people does not work.
I ain't gonna lie, I hate it. I remember I used to do that, and I thought, and you know, back in that space where it was working for some people.
Oh yeah,
I remember it. I was trying that myself, bro, and it just you could tell it wasn't. It just didn't feel right. It just didn't feel right. You get one? Because then I got tired of people tagging and spamming me with shit and listening to stuff. And then I could be like, bro, come on now, bro. Come on now.
And then what you're listening to is not even good most of the time.
No, man. I mean? So it was, you know, I started respecting that.
Yeah, let's create the platform so we can listen to it, review, digest it, break it down, and give you guys some constructive criticism. That's how we can do it. And even then, people don't utilize the platform. You know what I mean? There's a lack of reciprocating the support and the love that you give others. I know people that I support even, and they don't support me, and I'm still okay with that. You know why?
Man.
You know why, brother? Because I know when we drop something and it hits, it's gonna hit. Like when you drop effort, the ones that you support and they don't support you and they see that video, they're gonna press play on that video.
Yeah, you know they are.
They're gonna watch the video, and they're gonna be like, damn. And they're gonna have that same feeling we all gonna have when we watch the visual, like, these brothers are stars. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? These brothers are stars.
Man,
And
appreciate that, man.
that's the chip on the shoulder. I know I mean shit that we both have, because
yeah,
you know, when I dropped the one video, I knew when I first watched it and I had my hair stand up, I knew that was going to make other people that consume it the way I did is going to feel the same way.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like,
Man,
oh,
just the look, just the teaser that you gave us, bro. I was just like, ooh, and how you was I can feel the energy with the, you know what I'm saying? How the video that I felt the energy out of it, and I was just like, and then to have, you know, saying the special guests up in there made it even so much more special. You know what I'm saying? From Unified Media, shout out to the homie Cap.
Yeah,
It was I get it, man, and you know what I mean. And so when oh man, when the world sees that, they're gonna love it. And but that, and the one thing I want to say too, brother, is I really do enjoy and love you, and I'm glad we're connected the way we are, because we share the same type of process, different levels, but same type of process. Because we man, I mean, for you to put together Unified Media to bring together support system and a group of supportive people, and you know, to see that it works in some ways, it works in some capacity, it's working, and
you know what I mean?
in some it's not. But the fact that we're still going and supporting those who want the support, regardless of it being reciprocated back,
right?
It just shows the magnitude of what this really is going to be and what it's doing, man.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I knew that the purpose of the group was going to somehow diminish little by little, because people just don't quite understand it. You know what I mean? Not everybody has the same conviction, hunger, ambition, vision, commitment, dedication that one should have for themselves. And when you put together the right pieces on the board, and the right ones understand and see it for what it really is, that's why it's down to the two that we're at right now, literally.
Hey.
And I'm okay with that.
I'm okay, because
I'm okay with that. You know why? Because that's exactly what it was supposed to be. This is exactly how it was supposed to be, and I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? Because people in that piece that I played, people lack the self-awareness of how they can really grow. You grow by giving back to others
all the time.
You grow by giving back to others. And that's what I knew I was missing. I was like, okay, I did over a decade of just focusing on self, on the music part. I'm not even talking about internally yet. I'm just talking about I gave self to the music. How do I create a platform to give back to others? Even if they don't see the magnitude yet, let me just do it.
Right.
And I did it. I said, Unified Media Group, we're gonna connect the dots. I'm gonna reel people in by just simply saying, hey, I have a group that can share, like, and repost each other's content so we could break the algorithm. And let's talk about it real quick. When we broke the algorithm,
we did.
You started noticing people in your stories that you didn't see prior. Can you mention a couple of the names?
I had Cool and Dre. Cool and Dre be tapped in with it. What's her name? Beans got bars. She be tapped in. There's a few of them. I can't think of the names right now, but there's a few blue checks of people a few of them that just be every now and then tapped in on the stories, and it just be like, wow, I didn't even know you was watching, and I'm just like, ooh, okay. And I mean, look, it's people, not my fault to cut you off.
Go ahead.
It's radio station personalities that's tapped in. It's producers that's tapped in. Matter of fact, one of Lil Baby's producers be following and watching my stories, bro. Just to be watching, just on certain content and certain little things, just certain content. And you know, that was surprising to me, because I'm looking at them like, damn, how y'all even following me? And then I've noticed, and like we spoke to earlier with the analytics, I started noticing on my stories when I started posting, I post motivational quotes. I post a lot of motivational quotes because I knew that's who I am. I'm a motivational person. I motivate myself, but I want to motivate others because some people may not know how to motivate themselves or have the right words or content, right? And so that's what every morning I post a whole new different motivational thing. And it was blue check people looking at those first and then started looking at my page and whatever else I had going on. You know what I'm saying? They were tapped in because they said the algorithm kept showing this person is always speaking about something motivational, always speaking about something, positive words, positive influence. And that's what they were tapping into, man. And when the time come, bro, I know they're gonna, we get that chance to meet, that's what they're gonna remember me by. That's what they're gonna remember and tap in. And then when effort come out, it's gonna make a whole different wave because that's motivation within itself.
Huge. Now let's say when center stage blows up, Cool and Dre gets on, plays a beat for somebody. When center stage blows up, Beans got bars. She jumps in and drops a freestyle on Into the Dome.
Man, come on now.
You know what I'm saying? Like, these are the things that I hold on to and I envision because I understand the power behind it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I can see it evolve into that easily. And because we were utilizing Unified Media Group in the beginning the right way,
yep,
that was breaking the algorithm for our accounts to then be discovered on the explore page, to be discovered on the follow suggestion page on your feed. These are the reason why these tools have to be utilized so that that way we can break the algorithm. You know what I mean? And it's right there. It's right there in point.
And even when we used to go live, all of us would be on each other's live, bro. Oh my God,
we got to get back to that too.
Yeah, because the lives was going up, bro. I noticed certain people started following from your account, started following us from other people, whoever was on live. We were all getting followers from each other's accounts because they noticed, they start tapping in, and we was having conversations like this on our lives,
right?
Speaking to certain things, speaking to dropping gems on our lives. On our lives, and people were tuned into that. They were really jumping in and tuning into that. So yeah, it's the power of unification, but also to break down the algorithm and to just give support to somebody else, to give back to somebody else. Man, you never know how magnified that you can be towards that individual or group of people or whoever, because you're giving them something that they wasn't getting from anything else or anywhere else. And when you give back, you'll be put in position to receive so much, because you're giving back something that you truly believe in, to the point where somebody who believes in you and what you're giving back, they're going to give back even bigger. And it's not to try to be, what I'm giving you is better than what you're giving me. It's I'm giving you something to utilize, and in return, because you enjoyed what I've given you, you want to give me something even greater, or you want to give me something back, because to show how grateful you are, or how grateful it was of what we give. And that right there is the power and the beauty of it. And that's why I love Unified Media, because the support, man. Like I tell you, like I told you the other day, man, I randomly on different weeks of the day.
You choose
I choose a day a week, and I just go and give and let my audience, the people who be tuned in to my stuff, see everybody that I fuck with in Unified Media. And I just go say, hey, go follow, go support, go show them, go do, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. And I throw out little key things about each individual, just so people can kind of tune in and look at what it is, and be having those Cool and Dre looking at people, I'm looking at other artists, looking at models, looking at different people doing certain things. Now you got those people who be looking at my stories, looking at yours now. You get what I mean? And you might be, or that person, whoever they looking at, you might have something going where they might connect with. And now look, you got discovered because of my support for you from somebody else who just was looking around on my stories, and they fell in love with what you got going on. And now you're sitting in Hot 97 1.5 or whatever seat doing freestyles on I-95 bars and, you know, all these type of things. Like, that's what I love. That's why I do it for what I do it for, because I know it's going to be the best thing. I don't care about me being the artist, the person in front. I can be behind the scenes all day long. Eventually I'll be up front.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We play the part until we get there. I mean, look at Diddy. When I watched his recent Bad Boy documentary on Instagram. I think he released it in 2017, 2018. But it was on, I mean, not on Instagram, sorry, on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched it recently, and he played chess, not checkers. He played chess, and he did everything from the beginning the way he was supposed to get into the front. You know, he played the back for a very long time. I mean, he was even an errand boy for one of the record labels when he first started, when he, you know, before he even was able to get a seat as an A&R.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Running around, picking shit up and getting stuff for people. So
running to go get cheesecake, like
exactly. He brought it right back around. He brought it right back around, full circle. Hey, you're gonna go get me that cheesecake because I was doing the same shit when I started. You understand what I'm saying?
Bro,
people don't understand them steps, man. Them steps. So
it's key, man. You can't jump up a flight of steps, okay? You got to walk up them steps, okay? You can't jump up a flight of steps. It don't work like that. It don't work like that.
I'm gonna continue with these tips real quick. We're going to get into intermission, but the intermission is going to be quite different today. I'm going to play a building your channel video that I came across, and sustaining a YouTube channel, and just to give some information that's going to help provide some sense of direction for the audience that decides to tune in once this show is over. We recommend focus on what your audience likes. If you do that and people watch, the recommendations will follow. Ask yourself, which videos does your audience enjoy most? How often do they like to watch my channel? And pay attention to your YouTube analytics. Your YouTube analytic tips. YouTube Studio gives at a glance and in-depth analytics to help you analyze your videos and your channel. The data can help you better understand what affects your channel and the video performance. It can help you inform your content strategy, and you'll find out how to use YouTube analytics to understand your channel's data. Why do analytics matter? If you want to grow your audience on YouTube, and remember, this information that I'm giving can work for multiple platforms. If you want to grow your audience on YouTube, it's critical that you understand how your channel is performing. YouTube Analytics is a helpful tool that shows you the key channel data that helps inform your content strategy. YouTube Analytics allows you to measure your progress towards success. Here are a few questions that people ask. How is my channel doing? You can use the overview tab to check your watch time, your views, your subscribers to see if you're making progress against the goals you set. Who is watching and what they're interested in. You can use the reach tab to learn how your audience finds your content, which can help you tailor your creative and promotional strategies. How engaged is my audience? You can use the engagement tab to check if your audience is sharing your channel and liking your videos. You can also find out how much your viewers watch and what piques their interest within each video. How am I making money on my channel? You can use the revenue tab once you are able to monetize to find out which videos are earning the most money and which revenue sources are most profitable. We recommend browse through the analytics tabs to get a sense of different metrics that you view. Keep a list of all the questions that come to you, to your channel performance, and keep learning. You'll find the formula. Now, what I'm going to play right now is called Building Your Channel into a Business. And that's what we're going to do during our halftime. So me and Dewan are going to actually be viewing this with you, and hopefully it's informative and it's helpful on your journey. Let me refresh that. Can you hear it, Dawn, when it was playing? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear it.
My channel is called D for Darius. I cover filmmaking tips and advice. I also do vlogs, short films, and feature films. And I also share information that's taken me years to learn. Hopefully I can share some lessons and save them some time by talking about these things on my channel in a candid way. For the first year, I only grew from 0 to like 5,000 subscribers. And then once I learned how YouTube actually works and how to get found organically, then the growth really started happening. And that next year I went from 5,000 to 25,000. And then after that, it was to past 100. The moment when I decided to make a consulting business out of what I was doing on YouTube, that was like a very, very strange journey for me. Originally, I had all the ambitions of becoming like a big Hollywood director, which I still do. I still enjoy making films. But I think the more I learned about YouTube and the potential that it has for earning revenue, that's kind of like what really motivated me to say, hey, well, while I'm trying to do this other thing, like, why don't I maximize what I actually have right here on the platform? Ideally, you would want to have some kind of business plan before you start YouTube so that you can incorporate that through the entire time with all of your videos. You kind of plant all those seeds really, really early on. So 100 videos down the road, you've already set up a foundation of this is the service that I offer. So when you get your first subscriber, then maybe start thinking about how else am I going to monetize what I'm doing? Because I know a lot of people, when they start, they don't think that far. They just start making content. So I decided to do consulting because I love giving feedback to filmmakers and also other YouTubers. I didn't have a website yet at the time. So I just started a landing page. Usually somebody will go to that landing page, they'll schedule a session through a portal. From there, once we've got appointment set up, I'll do a Google Hangout session with them. It's usually an hour long. Sometimes it goes a little over. I usually record these sessions for a couple of reasons. One, you just need to like quality assess yourself. And then two, I also record them to give to my clients. So they don't have to take notes on paper the entire time. They can just have the actual screen recording. So when I'm marketing the service to my subscribers and my followers, what I usually do is I tailor the value proposition to whatever I'm talking about in that particular video. So for instance, if I'm talking about scripts or how to make your scripts better, then at the end of that, I'll pitch, if you're looking for feedback for your scripts, then you can click a link below. I started really, really small. I offered one service specifically, and that was short film feedback. But then the more I did consulting, I realized about 80% of the people who sign up for sessions with me are other YouTubers. So I pivoted, I added YouTube consultations and channel evaluations. And if I'm talking about YouTube, then I'll pitch the value that I give for a YouTube consultation. I think it's really important to find a balance on YouTube. Yes, you've got to be committed to creating the content, but you really got to find the balance between finding ways to make what you're doing sustainable. So about 50% of your time should be making content on YouTube, and the other 50% should be building out your business. I'm still finding that balance for myself, but it's one of those things where you just got to keep planting the seeds. And after a while, those seeds kind of germinate. I got my first repeat customer, I want to say 3 months into it. 6 months into it, I had about 5 repeat customers, and then it just started scaling from there. But it takes a lot of experimentation. It doesn't just happen to you. You have to actually go find the knowledge, and you've got to educate yourself. So if you're thinking about starting a business on YouTube, stop thinking about it and just jump in, start small, scale up, and be fearless.
That was building your channel. Is there anything you want to give to that before I get to sustaining a YouTube channel, or you want to wait till after that one?
Nah, well, first of all, that was actually pretty dope. That was a pretty dope video because it got me more inspired too to really hone into YouTube, like really YouTube, and to think about the business. Again, my YouTube channel is about entertainment, not just with me, but me being entertaining in the different styles of my life. You know what I mean? Right. So that gave me, now I got something to go and really start honing in on and start really, utilizing when it comes down to what I want my YouTube channel to be about and what I wanted to showcase. So man, that's a dope video, man. Appreciate you.
Absolutely. And this next one is going to be now sustaining the YouTube channel. And again, this is going to work for all your platforms, because once you're able to structure the YouTube channel and it starts growing and you're starting now to see a little revenue from it, and you got third party companies coming in, wanting to give you sponsorships to start promoting their material and their businesses. That's when you start seeing the money. Huge. You know, they're willing to, right, they're giving you 15-20 grand to promote a product. You know what I mean? And that's going to be life-changing for anybody.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Because now you're home getting to it, knocking out these videos. You ain't out there breaking a sweat for them little peanuts. We out here getting into the bag in a serious way. You know what I mean? And then it's just gonna all trickle up. I don't even want to say trickle down. It's all going to trickle up into your other platforms where the reels start picking up on the Facebook. The Instagram reels start going up. Your following's growing on TikTok, but it's all coming from YouTube because YouTube gives you the most money out of all those platforms.
YouTube is where it's at, man.
This is sustaining a YouTube channel.
My name is Evan Gregory. I'm one of the Gregory brothers, and we have a YouTube channel called Schmo Yoho.
I think our channel has worked because people love the music, they love our sense of humor, and there's something novel about what we make. And if we made each other laugh, our audience is going to like it.
I think it's important for creators to evolve their content. I think you can have a very successful year, 2 years, even 3 years on YouTube doing one thing and doing it well. Eventually, either you will tire of it or your fans will tire of it. You should always be thinking about what the next thing is. Even if you don't choose to do that next thing, be thinking about what it might be. So when is the right time to make a change? We've done it based on many different variables over the years.
We definitely look at metrics to a degree. Generally, we aren't in our metrics every day or every week, like I think some channels are. And I think at times that can make a channel too repetitive. It's like, okay, we know our fans like this, so we're just going to make it over and over again.
We watched those end screen numbers pretty closely, and we saw that people were much more likely to click and then go watch another video if we presented the catchiest part of that new video rather than dwelling in the happiness of the video they had just watched. And we've been really focused in the last year on CTR, which is your click-through rate for certainly individual videos, but also series of videos.
But I think it's important to at times just sit back and say, like, why should I care that this got 100,000 views instead of 300,000 views? You have to be able to get some satisfaction from your own creative fulfillment and not just from like external likes, from external comments.
But also just look at your comments as a whole, as a list, as a data set, almost like your analytics. That can tell you if a new video is working or not. And for us, it's always been that balance of what is our audience asking for or suggesting versus what do we want to try? Is it a new medium? Is it a new type of video? And striking that balance and trying to do both has really contributed to our longevity over the years.
About once a year, we all get together and just talk about like, okay, what do we want to focus on in the next year? And it's a creative discussion and it's a business discussion. The success can't come if you don't have the creative right.
You want to find something that you love doing and won't hate yourself for doing week in and week out, and something that feels signature to you so that when people come back, they're not surprised that you've chased the next thing, but that you've delivered something that feels familiar and fun to them, and it is what they expect on your channel. There are billions of videos to choose from, millions of other wonderful creators that people can go watch, but you need to understand that the ups and downs are totally natural. You're going to have fans that stick with you, and if you can go back to what they love about you, then you'll find another upcycle again. You'll get back there.
Man, that was very interesting as well, and eye-opening, because like he said, when you pay attention to too much of your analytics, it can kind of get repetitive because you went viral for this video, so you want to keep making more videos like that to try to go viral when people can, they want to see you grow. I believe when I watch YouTube, I like watching YouTube channels and I like watching people on YouTube who inspire me, but I want to see their growth. I want to see their moments of where, damn, they started over here, but look at where they at now, or, what I'm saying, they made new content and I want to go check it out because I know they're going to bring something different to it.
Right.
You know, it's rare I would go back and watch a lot of their older videos because you know, I don't watch. I don't like to watch repeated videos unless it's something that I need to watch that is on repeat. Like a lot of I repeat a lot of these sound meditation videos. I repeat a lot of them because I like the way they make me feel when I'm laying down and going to sleep. But when it comes to like different other content and me watching different people like what I like watching beat makers, like a lot of people who make beats, because I'm a producer myself. I watch other producers in the studio make beats. I rarely watch them repeat or watch a repeat of their videos of what beat they made already, because I already know, one, what they're doing, but two, just to see that what different steps they also take and what they learn. You get what I mean? And that now has me watching both of these videos now kind of, it puts me in a space of, well, I've watched enough music producers make beats in the studio, so my YouTube channel is definitely going to consist of me making beats. You know me, I got reels on Instagram showing me making beats and, you know, getting the reactions to it. But now I'm gonna transition those into YouTube because of the simple fact that, you know, people are really engaged in when they can sit there and watch the creative process come together, and you know, they really enjoy that process. And like, so given a understanding on how I'll be able to sustain the people, and, you know, knowing what they're like, I probably more entertainment within my creative content, or how I make my beats, is I might throw some more entertainment in it than any other
Right.
producer just
A
making a
little,
regular beat.
a little more flair to it, a
Yeah,
little creative angle to give yours a differential, a sense
yeah,
of, oh, this is like that signature.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And you as a producer in particular is going to be huge, because, you know, there's millions of people out there that inspire to be rappers. So I've seen YouTube producers literally go from being unknown to being to exploding within, you know, maybe a 3 year frame. You know, their YouTube channels go up, subscribers go up crazy, and they're
Me
making a
too.
living off of just producing beats,
It's
creating
on
them
YouTube, right?
on YouTube. You know what I mean? And they still go live on Facebook. I still
Yep.
watch them all. Like for instance, I have I have a record called Enemies that I shot years ago, and the producer's name is Panacho, and his channel has grown crazy within the time frame that I've known him. And these are all, I've noticed that I've done a lot of work with producers before they've gotten known, and then once they get known, you know, it's hard to reach them. But it
Yeah,
is what it is. That's just the nature of
yeah.
the business sometimes. Remember the guy that the producer that produced Panda
Oh
for Big
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Gangsta
yeah,
Panda?
yeah, yeah. Man,
Um, that producer, a year prior to that, I made a song with him. You know what I mean? And we shot a
wow.
video, and then when he blew up from Panda, he's on Facebook, verified and all that, and has, you know, tremendous success after the Panda, the release of Panda, which I forgot the artist's name. I can't believe it. Um,
Designer.
Designer, thank you.
Mhm.
And you know, and then there's
What,
another.
look,
Go ahead.
I got some. My bad to cut you, but
Go ahead. No, no.
I got some that a lot of people don't notice, man. And is the guy is, rest in peace to the homie Avery Drift, man, because he has a beat that before my brother knew, and before we knew, there was a song my brother did, one of the best songs he's ever, to me, in my eyes, one of the best songs that Wan has ever done, is on a beat that Avery gave to Designer in a pack, what Designer never used in a long
Mm.
time, right? And so Wan made the song, and the song the song ain't out because of the fact that we found out Designer actually made another song to it. But it's to the
What
point.
did Designer release it?
No, it's
Okay.
so we're still waiting. We're still waiting now. But I told Wan, then I said, bro, you got to release this song because of, you know, regardless if he does do it or not, you know what I'm saying, or releases his version of it, just not being biased because you're my brother, but Avery let us hear that song what that designer did on that beat, and the one Juan did was just 10 times 100 times better than his, bro. Like just 100, and that's no shade on design or anything like that. It's just that I felt like that beat was more specifically for Juan than it is for designer. You get what I mean? And that's why I feel like he should do that, because it's the feeling you get, bro. And we played it on one of our on Center Stage. It was one of these things called Center Stage. It's called Bet I Be. And you know what I'm saying, I was one of the ones that it fits Juan better, you know what I'm saying? And he complimented the song better than designer did. But you know what I'm saying, we'll see how that go now, especially since Avery is transitioned on us, man. But yeah, go ahead and continue what you were saying.
No, but that you know, I'll continue off what you're saying. It's just amazing being able to see that we've been around the success of others. You know what I mean? Which just gives you confirmation that your time is coming.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I've been around it. I've been around other artists that weren't known, that have created a decent success independently. I'll give you an example. The Baby. I played 2K with the Baby before he was the Baby.
Oh wow.
I had the Baby's phone number right around the time that he caught the case which blew up his music career, when he had that incident in the Walmart in his area, and he won the self-defense case. And I remember before he really took off that he was texting, we were going back and forth through text message to try to set up a song for another artist that I was representing at the time. And we were going back and forth in conversation. He was sending me pictures through the studio and stuff like that, letting me know, hey, once you got the beat, send it to me. We were trying to work that angle, but then, you know, something happened with the artist I was representing. They fell off on their end as a music artist, and, you know, he continued to blow up. And then I'm sure he changed his number after that.
Oh, of course,
you know
of course.
I mean?
But like,
so it's just a testament to what we've been doing and what we've been saying, that our success is right around the corner. I've been around it. You know what I mean? And I know our time's coming.
I'll say this too, man. Bro, in 2018, 2019, bro, me and Juan was blessed with the opportunity to work with this engineer, music producer, right? Now we found out he wasn't really a great person. He definitely had connections, but he wasn't a great person. But when Avery Drift came into our life too, we all were working underneath that same person, underneath the same individual, and we got opened up to opportunities to be around certain people in the industry. And we got the opportunity to sit, and Avery Drift was able to he mixed and engineered Crooked Eye, the Crooked Eye from Slaughterhouse. He mixed and engineered one of his EPs, which is out on Spotify right now. It's called Menace to Sobriety. But we all got an opportunity to meet him and his brothers, who are some very dope rappers. Horseshoe Gang are some very dope rappers. I'm talking about these guys will eat you alive quickly, easy. I've seen them.
And I'm again, this is not to throw shade towards anybody, because I haven't heard their music yet, but I'm just going to let it be known. There's a lot of people that can rap their ass off and can freestyle like crazy. But there's also a difference when it comes to creating good records.
And that's the now. And I'm glad you said that, because these guys not only do they know how, but they actually created great records as well. You know what I'm saying? They got, I'm talking about a plethora of music for decades of music. They got albums and tapes of music, bro, to the point where you go back and listen to it right now, it'll beat a lot of these new artists right now. It'll right now stuff they made 10 years ago. It'll kill them right now.
We're gonna have to get back to our bag series.
Yeah. Man, I'm telling you right now, bro. And now mind you, we met them they follow us. They follow me and my brother. They watch stories. They watch the stuff that we do. So it's not like they're not, in tune. Yeah, we may not connect and be like that because they're on a different wavelength and stuff, but they're watching, bro. They're watching what we're doing. You get what I mean? And Crooked Eye.
Once you hit that plateau, it's game time.
Exactly. That's all they waiting on. That's all they waiting on. That's all they waiting on.
They just waiting to meet that for you to meet that frequency to match that frequency.
Exactly. And
that's
so
all it is.
And so we done been in the studio with Crooked Eye. You know what I'm saying? My brother has direct contact with this man. But do we go around promoting that, utilizing that, abuse it? Nah, not at all. Not at all. There's a record that's not even out that I have on my hard drive right now with his vocals on it, with Crooked Eye's vocals and my brother vocals on it, bro. It's in the vault. Like it's sitting there in the vault, bro. And you know what I'm saying? And I'm not, I'm just saying
we're not telling nobody, we're not saying nothing. We ain't utilized. We just giving you a little taste of we've been around. We've
been around success. We've been around these people. We've been in these people's ears and around these people, so they know. But when it's our time, we now it's going to circle back around, bro. It's going to circle back around. You know what I mean? And so it's weird, man, bro. So
planting those seeds.
That part, bro. That part right there. You know what I mean?
Planning those.
Oh seeds. Man, it's crazy. It's crazy that you had brought that up about the baby and just saying, because it's not a lot of people that know. It's not a lot of people that know that, and it's like we don't go around promoting that like now, like dropping gems. I'm just giving you this now in this dropping gem because this is real life. This is not something to game, but this is not. I'm not like I'm boasty about it or anything like that, or like you know what I mean, because it's when the time comes. And now you have a man. This man is directly connected to Eminem and Crooked Eye. Exactly. I mean Eminem and Dr. Dre, bro. Like literally, we're one step away from being in the same room as Dr. Dre.
Right. And that, for the people that listen to this after this is up, that is what I'm talking about when I say stick to your vision. Stick to your intuition. You know what I mean? Because any given moment, what you're doing is not only are you planting seeds, but you're harvesting, you're preparing yourself for it. So that way, when opportunity meets preparation,
say it again.
When opportunity meets preparation, that's when you'll be able to succeed. And once you start succeeding and you start building that momentum, now you have the ability to sustain it.
Yes.
And build it even more. Yes. I'll give you an example. I remember a couple years ago, I did a team backpack cipher, and it was down to like
dope.
Those were dope. I did a team backpack cipher. I think it was like 2017. I did it, and I didn't make top 5, but I made top 10. Right, and when I made top 10. I graced the same stage as a kid who did win it, named Marlon Craft.
I know
Marlon Craft. Ooh. I graced the same stage as him, right? Mm-hmm. And I remember, and this is when I was into my backpack style of rapping. You know what I mean? Because I've evolved from like the whole, spitting fast, or super lyrical to now who I've evolved into, where it's like, my music, the highlight of my music is mainly when I have something that I have to release personally and it has a lot of substance to it. That's usually where my music is highlights for me. And a lot of people can contest to that, but going back to what I was saying was, when I was in that space of lyricism and backpack style of rapping, I graced the same stage as him. He won because he was prepared. Now, I'll tell you why he was prepared. After he won that, he had a full-fledged home studio in his house. I didn't. Imagine if I would have won that and had no full-fledged home studio. I would have been scrambling, trying to keep up my momentum with the win of that I would have not have been able to sustain that momentum because
Right.
I would have had to been scrambling on other people's time to hit the studio and record. He had a home studio. He was prepared. He was sharp. He wins the team backpack. He starts going into the studio, laying records down. He starts going on Sway in the Morning, dropping the 5 Fingers of Death. Right? Then he starts going on the tours and things like that. He was prepared. Opportunity and preparation. He was prepared. The opportunity was presented. He capitalized on it. You know, and when I look in hindsight, it wasn't my time.
Right.
I wasn't prepared yet. The way I am now, where I have a full-fledged studio. I have my setup for my acting where I could just, you know, break down and put back up when I need to go ahead and try to prepare for an opportunity that's being presented to me. Now I'm more ready for it if it ever comes my way again. Another opportunity that was presented to me years ago. I remember being in the studio, and this was after I did the record with Vado. And this is how I know I also have the ability to make other people successful. I'm in the studio with my engineer, and Vado comes in, and he wants to listen to other records from other people from Jersey. And story goes that after I left, they ended up listening to a record by a female that wasn't known yet called 070 Shake. Right? And she was from North Bergen, New Jersey. 070 Shake gets on a record with Vado, I think off the strength because Vado liked her sound. And through that opportunity, she got discovered by somebody who had some influential, you know, ties to the industry. They signed her up as a management deal. And once she was able to get that management deal, she got the deal with Good Music.
Wow.
And she was on Kanye West's album, and she was also on DJ Khaled's album. Had I never did that record with Vado, my engineer would have never presented those records to Vado, which then inside would have never made that person successful. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that I completely hold the root to that, but I was a small piece to that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You was in the right place at the right
time, you know, but it quite wasn't meant for me.
It wasn't your time though.
It wasn't my time. You know what I mean? And that and that's all to say this. Just because things have slowed down for you doesn't mean that it's not going to pick back up.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because everything comes back around full circle. You know what I'm saying? And if I go back to what you were saying prior to this, when you were like, I digest the video and I don't want to go back to it. I want to see people evolve. When you look at my music and you look at my visuals, if you go back to like 5 years ago, you already see how much I've evolved creatively as an artist, and even how I started evolving and adding more acting to it. You know what I'm saying? That people reach out to me and be like, "Yo, I love that I'm seeing your growth as an artist, as an actor." You know what I mean? And that contests to what you're saying is like, you want to see the evolution in the artistry and the creativity and the influence. You want to see people evolve. You don't want to go back and listen to all the old stuff. Like I enjoy Ace Hood's music now than I did when he was with Khaled.
Man,
you know, Ace Hood inspires me in so many ways to just be you and represent you through your music. That he's on that. He's now being able to project himself as his true self, you know, with meditation, you know, self-awareness, you know, battling through being a young black man trying to figure out his way after mainstream, being an independent king, and everything else that revolves around it. You know what I mean? So it's like we can do the same with what we have now.
Definitely.
You know, we just have to be willing to make the time for it.
Definitely.
That's all. That's all it is. It's just creating a schedule where we're gonna say and dedicate to this time. Like right now, the podcast, we're dedicating to that specific time.
And been doing it, bro, for months already, bro.
And we're giving you, and we're gonna be giving people gems of information of 20 plus years of life experience.
Exactly.
20 plus years of life experience. You as a producer, an actor, an artist, like I already see that once you start finding and getting into that mental, because we all have that strong mental creative time where it's like go time, and like we can't stop. In a sense, it's like hit after hit after hit. As far as, I'm not talking about it being a hit in the sense of viralness. I'm talking about hit after hit after hit, idea after idea after idea, that it just keeps flowing in.
Man, hey, I got. Look, I was just listening to some of the stuff that we created with Avery Drift, bro. I created a lot of stuff that I even surprised myself with, and as much as because of his transition, as much of it as I want to just not, because it wasn't finished, not put it out and hold on to it, I'm creatively finding a way on how to bring that back alive,
right?
In dedication to him. You get what I mean? Because
Right.
what we created together, I can't just let that go, man. Like that man, he brought out the creativity with ONTL. Because of Avery Drift, man, he's created a sound for ONTL. He's created what our sound is. You get what I mean? And so I wanted that in him transitioning and leaving. I want to make sure I represent him in the right way and what the jewels that he dropped and gave, and him as being an engineer and been around engineering Migos, engineering Travis Scott, engineering Crooked Eye, engineering all of these other different people inside of the industry.
Let's go.
This man has been in studios with all of these people. There's video. I've seen him. You get what I mean? Like he's called us on phone in the studio with different people. So
humble,
very humble, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Like you're just giving me just a little of who he is,
bro. And that's, man, I'm telling you, and that's why I'm looking at it like when he transitioned, man, it was me and my brother. It hit us hard, but we both realized, and everybody else said that was around us. It was just like, unfortunately, it was it happened randomly and out of nowhere. But truth be told, what you all grabbed from him and what with the being around his spirit, you got to take that and amplify that, because he believed in y'all. He believed in us. He really truly believed in us, bro. Like it was studio sessions where we was in there like, nah, bro, you could do better. Nah, it could be better. No, it could be like, no. I know what you can do. And he pushed it out of a lot of us, bro. And you know what I'm saying? Even to my younger brothers who jumping into rapping and stuff like that. Like, that's the dedication that the creative space that I'm coming from is like, now I'm gonna find a creative way on how to present these songs that he made with us, even the beats that he made. And really like amplify his spirit, because he touched a lot of people in a lot of ways, man.
I love it. You know what I mean? Like, it sounds like his spirit is going to literally be the gas to the fire. Not in the sense of how he passed away,
right.
You know what I mean? But it's going to fuel you guys, and he's going to guide you, because he believed in you guys so much. You know what I mean? And I caught, even in myself, an emotional moment when you played the video and you gave me the teaser today, that when I seen your brother inside that part of the video, and then what happened to Avery, I was like, man, you know what I mean? Like, while you guys were filming that, he was still alive.
He was still alive, bro.
So the fact that happened the way it did, and it being so unfortunate, and him, going so soon, but leaving such an imprint that's going to last a lifetime with you and your brother, you guys are going to be so successful because of it. The pain is going to create the beast that you guys are.
Man, bro, like like he, like that's what I want people to understand. Like because of Avery, because of him, you will know who ONTL is, and you, because of us, you will know who Avery Drift is. You get what I mean? Because that's what I truly believed in. That's what I truly believe, bro. Like like you said, it was, we FaceTimed him, bro, the same day we were shooting the video. Now we shot this video back in April. He transitioned out of here in May, a month later. A month later, bro. You get what I mean? So it was like, wow, you get what I mean? And in a sense, you can, in a sense, knowing how he passed, you would think it was like we had a premonition of how it was gonna happen, not knowing. You get what I mean? Not knowing it was gonna be that way, because we just randomly found a location to shoot the video and knew, okay, this is gonna work. But then how he transitioned and what happened to him, and we looking back at the video like, oh, what the what? Wait a minute, what's happening? Like, what are you saying? You know what I mean? Like, did we magically do something? But nah, it wasn't that. It was just everything we needed to be coming and being and taking off where we need to go happened the way it happened for that specific reason. And you know what I'm saying? And so the song is in dedication to him, because it speaks to a lot of what he went through, man. He was from Maryland, you know what I'm saying? He was from Maryland, and he moved all the way out here to LA to pursue his dream. And that's what he lived his dream, bro. He literally lived his dream. He lived it, being in the studio, being one of the best engineers that a lot of people was around, being around a lot of the people in the industry coming around. His name floated around in the industry a lot, to the point where, you know what I'm saying, he had 7,000-8,000 followers. He didn't work with Universal Media. I mean, Universal group. He didn't work with Travis Scott. He didn't work with the Migos. He didn't work with people from Slim Shady. Like he's worked with different people in the industry, to the point where he's living his dream. And unfortunately, he passed at a young age, but he lived it. He died doing what he loved doing in the studio, man. You get what I mean? So and now that was the push we needed to let us know, like, you know what, keep going. Because look, man, I'm telling you right now, we got history with this man, bro. Like it was a situation where, you know, somebody was watching him, and there was a lot of our music. He was going through a rough time, and his stuff got stolen, bro. A backpack with his files and a lot of our music on it. Somebody came and stole it out of his apartment, man.
And he still ain't give up.
And he did not give up, bro. He just went back and came back a little harder, bro. And for us, we thought it was just like, what? No, like, you know what I'm saying? We thought it was over.
It's over.
It was over, bro. Because we had, man, if we can have that shit, I can tell you right now, I'll know if somebody whoever stole it. If they come out, if I hear my sound out there, bro, I know you was the one. Okay, I know.
Lawsuit.
Oh, you already know, man. You already know. But it was just like, that gave us the push and edge to keep going. And you know what I'm saying, like, because he didn't stop. He was like, nah, bro. He was devastated and like just mad, but like at the same time, we all was just like, hey, bro, you know, if anything, man, we can all live in a house together, and we just all work on the, you know what I'm saying, being there. Nobody gonna take nothing from us. You get what I mean? Like, that's how we was feeling. And you know, it never got to there, but it got to where it needed to go. And so that's why we're gonna carry his spirit and legacy on for the rest of ours, man, because he was a very great staple in our lives. And if it wasn't for him, man, you know, a lot of what we sound like today wouldn't sound like what it is, man. Effort wouldn't be what effort is, because you know what I'm saying, of him, bro. Like, that's why it's dedicated to him, because he was that effort. He put forth that work. He got to where he was trying to get to. You get what I mean? And that was the beauty of it, sticking to it, man. You know what I'm saying, sustaining his success but also he was able to give up so much, bro. Like he gave up a lot of gems to us, bro. A lot of different, especially as a producer, because he was a music producer, you know what I mean? Like and an engineer. And with the stuff he gave me on the producer side, oh man, I couldn't be more grateful, bro. I couldn't be more grateful. You know what I mean?
Amazing, amazing. The effort video, July 21st, 2022.
It's coming.
Dedicated to Avery.
Yeah.
And it's going to be powerful. I know it is. And it's going to be just the beginning of the greatness that's to come.
Oh man.
You know, just the beginning of the greatness that's to come. And I'm humbled to be a part of just being able to see it all unravel and to partake in it in some shape or form, to be able to push it with you guys. And Unified Media is exactly what it is. You know what I mean? If people utilize it for what it needs to be utilized for, the proper way, it's going to be powerful. You know what I mean? When we talked about this episode, we talked about a little bit of everything: marketing, branding, building a platform. When you build a brand, you know, you want everything to have a certain quality to it. You want everything to have a certain quality.
Right.
You want to present yourself as someone professional, so that when your peers see it, when your colleagues view it, when new people come across it, they see somebody that is making moves.
Yep.
Making moves. And even though you may not be getting the reaction that you want right out the gate, you know, because I'm sure, you know, when the video drops, you know, shit, if it could hit 500,000 views and in a couple of hours, let's talk about we manifesting it. If it could hit 1 million views, you know what I mean? Let's just say, don't deter yourself. Don't bring yourself down, because you know how powerful the record is. You know that it can be, you know, it can be a global sensation. Don't let the lack of what you see in the beginning, if that happens, let's just say, deter you from going full throttle with it, because it takes 2 years, 3 years for a record to explode.
You know I mean? I'm here for that. I'm here for that.
You know, and you're doing it. You're doing exactly that. You know what I mean? Like, and with any record that's out, it's still new to the world. It's still new to people that haven't discovered it yet.
Hey, that piece of gem, somebody told me that gem, I think it was around 2 years ago. Somebody gave me that same gem where it was just like, you know, we all complain about, or we all stop doing certain things because we don't get the amount of success we think, you know, is supposed to come with it, that we know can come with it. But when you actually take a step back and look at it, man, you know, I remember I heard Fetty Wap pushed Trap Queen for a whole year before it actually blew up.
Yeah, and he still didn't have a video out.
And he didn't. He didn't have a video for it, bro. But it got so much gas behind it that it got him where he needed for him to make the video. Right. You get what I mean? And so when I realized and I look back at that, I'm like, you know, like you said, there's a whole world, bro. There's 8-point-something billion people on this planet.
Billion.
And if only 1%, and I don't even know what 1% of 8 billion is, but 0.1% of people listen to it. I'm grateful for that, because in time, those 8 billion people will have seen it.
Right.
because
Right.
I know what it can do and what it can change. And you know what I'm also grateful for, and I just thought about it, is the record is gaining the momentum it needs, especially for the time that we're in and what's going on in the world. That's why I know the record is going to be as big as it is,
See the gems? See the gems?
because of what the world is going through right now, and so many people are giving up, and so many people are losing faith, so many people are not wanting to do nothing to change their situation. And I know the moment that this video, the song in itself, but the video drop is going to show that change. It's going to impact even more, and that's why
Okay,
I'm
let's
so
go, K.
excited, bro.
Let's go, K.
I'm
Let's
excited for it, bro,
let's
because
go, K.
it's needed right now. That song is needed now. And then I have another song that I'm gonna be putting out after that one, and it's called Love. And that one speaks to the same thing, just from a different angle. And it's more so about self-love and self-awareness and discovery. And oh man, I can't wait till that one come out, because the video behind that one's gonna be even bigger than the one that Effort has, man.
I'm gonna piggyback off that, and I'm gonna say that I remember sitting, and this is all gonna come around. I remember sitting with Universal Records and Atlantic Records, and both of them were good meetings. But one thing that I took from it was, I remember he was the senior vice president A&R of Atlantic Records. He was also A&R for Shady Records at some point. And I remember when he told me at first in Universal, they said that I had a unique voice to a point where I can sit on a record with anybody, and even if I didn't out rap them, I will still stand out because of my voice.
Right? Yep.
Right?
I could attest to that.
So I took that and I ran with it. Then in the Atlantic Records meeting, what I took from was, he was like, and this was a learning curve. He was like, what story are you providing to the people? What story are you providing to the people? How are they relatable to your artistry? How are they connecting with you?
Mm-hmm.
And then from that meeting, that's when you started seeing the evolution of me gradually growing.
Because you knew what you wanted to say and
how I wanted to present it,
right.
to say my story. You know what I mean? And that's to come around full circle. You're right now in a space where you're saying your story.
Yeah.
You're living your story, and you're utilizing your artistry to present it.
Yeah.
You're living in your space in this very moment. You know what I mean? That people are going to connect to that in a very powerful way.
Thank you, brother.
Because you know who you are. You know what you present. You know what you represent.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And because you have that self-awareness and you're growing even more now, the music is going to evolve. Avery Spirit is going to guide that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just amazing, man.
Hey, bro. Hey, because I mean, that same gym that you got from him from Atlantic Records, I'll take that back. I watched a YouTube video. Shout out to the homie Curtis King, because Curtis King, I've watched him tremendous different videos, different platforms, and everything like that. He's been one of the pillars behind my music career as well when it comes down to certain things, because he's in our age group as well, and the same thing happened. He became successful in his music career, not that big, but just on an independent level. And he had to rebrand himself. He had to redo a lot of things because of his transitioning and him discovering who he was even more and more, right? And that was one of the things that was talked about was, what's your story? What do you want to tell to the people? What's going to connect you? What's going to make you different from the music? And that I had to think about that too. So in 2019, and in 2018, excuse me, in 2018, I kind of was getting an understanding of that because we were working with the individual who I found out how the industry worked. I found out how the industry worked through this individual. He wasn't a very good individual. He was just looking at the potential. Matter of fact, he was a producer who worked solely with R&B artists, but because he seen the hunger in me and my brothers as rappers and seen how talented we were, he utilized that and took us on and tried to make us something and fed us a dream that we didn't even, you know what I'm saying, man, that couldn't even get there. You get what I mean? But through that, it helped me realize, like, you know, who are my top influencers? Who are the top people what story do I want to tell? And it was more so the two main artists that I actually look at who I looked up to are at the current time are, you know, J. Cole and Kendrick, because they speak from a space of where I know I want to speak from. But they're grabbed from their space, the same space I grabbed from too when it came down to Tupac, speaking real life facts, real life experiences, real life things that other people can connect to, real life things that people go through. That's what I want to speak to. But for me, I had to find out how do I speak about them same topics, but just with my experience, because I didn't know how to write from my experiences a lot. I just knew how to write something, or if I knew what I wanted to talk about, I would just write it out. But a lot of people, you know, didn't understand me even then. I have a song still, I think it's still on YouTube. It's called Black Bandana. And that was a song that it's a premonition song. Like, it basically speaks to my future self. Woo! It speaks to my future self. And I put that out along with the two other homies. And they came, you can hear when you listen to the record, you can hear their versions of what they're speaking to when it calls to Black Bandana. But my version of what I'm speaking to is the moment I get in here and I start killing shit. I start doing it the way I wanted to do it. You know, I'm speaking from that type of angle, and I know that's coming because I'm looking at what has evolved from that time. And I put that record out. I put in 2014, man. Like, that was 2014, me speaking and going off. And now looking at myself 6 years later, I'm one, better than I was then, but two, I have a better vision of what I know, how I'm gonna do it now, how I'm going to go and show my Black Bandana, how I'm going to kill the industry and kill the game just from myself. You know, when I mean kill, I don't mean in a negative way. I just mean come in and just nobody can outdo me because I know who I am, and nobody can be better than me because I'm me.
Right.
You get what I mean? And now that we're here, and like you said too, like you looking at from your backpack days, backpack rapping days to now, you got, and with the record, the one, I can see it. You know what I'm saying? The growth and just knowing where we are in that space of knowing who we are. And I think Jay-Z has a few interviews where he says this too. He was like, his first album came out when he was 26. You know, a lot of and back in the day, a lot of artists was coming out, they were 18, 19 years old. They weren't even that, and they weren't close to 30. And, you know, when he did that, it was because he knew where he wanted to come from. He had a better understanding of who he was and what he wanted to talk about and how he can present it. And now that's what we're doing right here. And that's what effort is, man. Effort speaks to the process of me finding myself, me starting from a point of not really knowing, but just understanding that I'm going somewhere, to a point now where I know who I am, or I'm beginning to really understand who I am and what I can bring to the table. And what I bring is motivation, inspiration, you know what I'm saying, that ability to inspire someone just because of my point of view, my different vision, my perspective on life and certain things. And that's the energy, and that's the angle I want to come from. And that's a big shout out to Nipsey Hussle, man, rest in peace, because he plays a big role and a big part in that. I knew Nip. I listened to Nip before a lot of people caught on to him back in the early 2016, 2017.
I was hip to Nip in his early on too.
Early, I'm talking about
Yeah,
Mailbox Money, Nip. You
he
know what
was
I'm saying?
definitely,
Austin Boys,
and he was dropping gems way back then.
way.
He was way ahead of his time.
Oh yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
know what
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying? And I remember also, like, I believe he was I may have dropped this when he already passed, or around the time that he dropped his new album. And when I released In My All Whites, and I threw the bag behind it on multiple platforms, um, I was getting Nipsey Hussle vibes from the record. People were telling me, you know what I mean, and that spoke volumes to me. You know what I mean, that I'm headed in the direction that I'm supposed to be going. And the records that are really getting traction are the ones that have substance. You know what I mean? Like, I can create the music and have fun,
Right,
but
right.
I live in a great space when there's substance.
Yep,
You know what I mean?
yep.
I highlight my skill when I'm talking about something. And
Man.
man, when I ended up getting that comparison, I was just like, bro, I got to keep doing what I'm doing. I got to
Yeah,
keep,
exactly, man.
you know what
Because
I mean?
you have a you it's I called it witty words. You know what I'm saying? When you have wit with your words, you know how to put words together that really gets people engaged. And I think, I've been through a couple of groups, man, where I've been doing music with a lot of people, right? I've been doing the music with a lot of different artists and different people, and a lot of them I've always stuck out, not in a positive way to others, but I've always stuck out different because a lot of people wouldn't really listen to me because or wouldn't catch on to what I was saying because I was too witty, man. I was too witty with my words and how I put stuff together, and I spoke to real life stuff, and most people wanted to have fun and do those fun records, and I'm like, yeah, I could do those fun records, but where you get me the best at is when I'm in my bag talking about something that I feel, something that I can speak to, something that I can be, very, very, I'm well conscious of. And that's me in speaking to real life experiences or speaking to something that's going to change somebody, that's going to uplift somebody. That's the best you're going to get out of me. And that's how, I have records called Effort. I have records called Love. I have a record called Impossible, that, shout out to Avery Drift, man, and that's one we didn't get to finish, but like I said, I'm gonna find a way to put that out because it's literally, I'll tell you this, man, I'll give you the story behind this one. That record, bro, he was in my house, me, him, and my brother. We're sitting in my room that I'm in right now, bro, and I'm laying down on that bed right there, bro, and he was going through playing beats. This is one of the beats he made. He put that beat on, my G, and my eyes was closed, and I wasn't asleep. I was just vibing. My eyes were closed. He put that beat on, bro. I woke up rapping, bro. I woke up literally freestyling the verse, and that to that point where he turned on the record button, and we started recording. I recorded the hook, and I recorded my first verse, bro, because that's how touched I was. Like, I knew. Oh, I know what I'm about to say to this, and immediately that's what happened. To the point the first verse came within the first 10-15 minutes of him playing that song, bro. And that's when, and that's how I know what type of artist I am. I'm in you. I'll tell you this: I may not be on their level, but I'm in their category with the Kendricks, the Nas's, the Jay-Z's, the Tupacs, the J. Cole's. I'm in their space. Why? Because that's the space that I like. That's the space that I know I want to be in, bro. You know what I mean? And I always say I'm born on the same day as Tupac, and know that I know there's a lot of people that's born on June 16th, too, bro. I know there's a lot of people that's born on June 16th, but nobody's born this. Nobody is me on the same wavelength, because Tupac spoke to me even as a child, bro. When he died, and I really listened to his music, I was automatically inspired. And he said he said, I may not be the person that changed the world, but I will spark the mind that change it. And I know that's one of my missions on this planet, is to change the world, and through creating music, but two, also my story, man. I have a unique story, and man, just to think about it right now, I'm getting it's exciting, because I was this dude named Chris Hayes. He's on Instagram, man, and he had a podcast where he spoke to a lot of independent artists and stuff like that, and I was able to go live with him on his page, right? And he was asking me and telling me about what he got going on, and he heard Effort and stuff like that. And it was people in his audience, bro. They was looking at me, and they was commenting like, hey, it's some I see you got a story to tell. There's a story about you that you got to tell. They looking in my eyes, bro, on me on his platform and telling me this out of his comments. And that's what really got me. And this happened 2020, excuse me, 2020 and 2020. That's when I kind of got that notion of, damn, I do got a story, but what really is my story? And now I understand what my story is. You get what I mean? And man, bro, it's
how long did it take you to get from waking up on the bed where you wrote that in 15 minutes to kind of getting it to the mastery that it is today, that we know of it today? What was this? How long was that time frame like after that first verse?
Oh man, so that was a late night too, and once we got the hook done and I wrote my verse, like, wow, it took a minute to get the hook because we was trying to figure out how we was gonna do the hook, but my verse was damn near halfway done in the middle of the hook being written. You know what I'm saying? And I just went in there and finished it. And after that, after finishing the hook in the first verse, man, I say about a few months after that, I was ready to record the second verse. And you know, we recorded the second verse, but unfortunately we didn't get a chance to really master to fully finish the record. But it took man, it was at least the process was within a 45 minute time frame, bro. It took us to put that whole record together, from me waking up, listening to the beat, putting together the hook, and recording my verse, bro. And when I know when I'm in my zone, I'm a one take person. I'll finish my verse in one take, bro. When I'm in my zone, it's one take for me. I knock it out like quick. That was it. And that's what happened. Like, you know what I'm saying? 45 minutes from me waking up to us getting the hook and that first verse done and really getting it to sound the way it sounded, bro. It was 45 minutes, bro. That was and that's the fastest I've ever did anything. Like, that was the fastest I've ever did anything. But I knew I just hearing the sample he played, I just if I felt it, bro. Like, I felt it. And that's what made like it. I popped up, man. Like they was looking at me. My brother and Avery was looking at me like, yo, what the? And Juan was like, hey, you know this is song, right? And he was like, what you mean? He was like, bro, this is his song. It's not. I'm just doing the hook. This is out of my brother's mouth. He was like, this is his song, bro. And because you know, we had a second verse open. He thought Juan was gonna write to the second verse, but he was like, nah, this his song, because
his record. I'm just on the hook.
I'm just on the hook, bro. I'm just on the hook. And rightfully so, because of how it hit. But you know, I just knew when I heard it, like, oh yeah, this is mine right here. I know, because that's the quickest I've ever written a verse, my G. And I'm telling you, like, that was quickest I've ever written a verse to a song. One of the quickest ones, because there's another record I had did with another artist. Unfortunately, I got taken off of that record because the person we were working with, that bad person we were working with, she was working with him too, and they had a relationship, and because we split from working with him, you know, they took me off of that record. But I'll tell you right now, I appreciate this artist for doing that. She took me off the record more so because they were trying to replace my verse, and I was like, hey, look, I don't care. I understand it's your record, but if you really mess with me, don't put nobody else on that record. If you're gonna put that record out, take my verse off and don't let nobody else go in, because nobody else is gonna come and put the angle I put on that record ever. They're not gonna present it the way I present it, bro. And that was one of my hardest verses viewed. The words was eclectic, right? This, and I can't even remember what that definition was, but that word, I put together the most captivating, eclectic verse ever written myself. I put it myself, bro, and I was happy and shocked at the fact that I wrote this, because it was speaking from a life experience, and it was just speaking to a past relationship that it's called grip, like, you know, basically like having a grip on, like having a grip on it and losing grip, or losing, you know, lost that grip within their relationship. And that's what I spoke to, but I spoke from my angle in the most creative way, bro. And to this day I still have the recording of that verse where I go back and listen to it on that record, bro, because it's most inspiring to me. That's the only thing I can say I could retrospect and listen to a lot of my old stuff, is because that verse was one of my dopest verses that I've ever written, on a whole different vibe. It's on the R&B type of side. And man, that was the most creative I've ever gotten, just with the words I chose to speak and how I chose to flow on it. It was crazy,
Amazing,
bro.
Amazing. Well, this was Unified Media Dropping Gems podcast, episode 3. Trace. If there's anything that you can take from the information we provided today, what would it be?
Ooh, man.
Take your time. If there's anything from it, since we were, you know, I know we strayed it away from the general topic, which is fine. That's what this is for.
Right.
It being unscripted. But if we go back to social media, marketing, branding, building a platform, the good and bad experiences of social media, what you enjoy and what you dislike of social media, what would be your take from it to be able to provide somebody who would be listening to this?
Everything, honestly, man. Just the simple fact of knowing, when you get into that space of just knowing what you want and what you want to do, and finding the angle, or your own angle on it, gathering and doing your due diligence and research, you know, understanding what branding, marketing is, how you market yourself, how you brand yourself, you know, staying away from something that's going to take you away from who you are, or what you're trying to represent. You know, I'll say, make sure that, you know, from this podcast, I definitely took into consideration in the simple fact that everything is a learning experience and everything is a growing experience. And don't be afraid to grow from what you involved. And like it said in the video, you know, stop thinking about what you're going to do, or stop thinking about what you want to do, and just do it. You get what I mean? Like, really just go ahead and do it. And that was some of the best thing that I've heard when it comes down to marketing and branding and being in social media, and social media, utilize it for what it is. Social media is a marketing and branding tool. Use it. Brand yourself. It's your page. It's your content. Put up the content needed, so therefore people fall in love with your content for you, not for what they think it should be or what they feel it should be. You know, you utilize social media as a tool and platform to showcase yourself and what you got to bring, and what you like about you, or what you like, or your show your interest in, and make that the forefront of your brand. Like, you know, a lot of our stuff is out of nowhere, so, you know, a lot of the things we do, it be out of nowhere. You won't know exactly. You will get an inclination, but you won't know exactly, because this is what our brand is. A lot of it is out of nowhere. You'll stay up to date, but you know, that's what I'll take from it, of this episode. And when it comes down to social media, branding, marketing, and stuff like that, is just really honing in on your analytics, looking at what's working and what's not working, and sticking to what's working. And then that's the best information that I got from this, and that we shared today, was what was working and what wasn't.
Yeah, there you go, people. That's ONTL The Wand. This is GR The Truth. He has a record called Effort out now on all streaming platforms.
Go stream it.
Make sure you go stream it.
Video coming soon.
Video coming
soon, July 21st.
Dedicated to the boy Avery
Drift.
And just stay tuned, because there's a lot more coming after that. You know, this is Unified Media Dropping Gems podcast episode 3. Definitely tune in, hit the notification bell, subscribe to the channel, like this video so you can help it get discovered, share this content. We appreciate you. Stay safe, stay
Much
blessed.
love. Yeah, welcome to Unified Media Dropping Gems podcast.